Welcome back to PipeCast on a special 4-day tribute to Halloween and the autumn season. Today we're smoking Autumn Evening. Let's take a look at that blend, just the blend.
Yep. Here we have Cornell and Dill's Autumn Evening. Now, Autumn Evening is an aromatic. Its contents are Cavendish and Virginia with fruit, citrus, maple, rum, vanilla, whiskey flavoring. That's what Tobacco Review says. It's got all that in there. Here is the synopsis on the website. Our proprietary Red Virginia Cavendish is lightly cased with a delicate maple flavor, resulting in our best aromatic blend. The smoker will appreciate the taste of Virginia's, while those around will flock to the warm, inviting fragrance. Jeremy Reeves and Chris Tarler mentioned this to be the best-selling C&D blend. So this is, again, like I said, Cavendish and Virginia, and it's pretty, it doesn't seem to be black Cavendish. It seems to be, it said it right there. It's not black Cavendish. It's their Red Virginia Cavendish that Cornell and Dill is doing. So I'm sure it's that darker leaf here, and then just regular old Virginia is kind of sprinkled in there, those lighter portions. But so it's a different kind of Virginia. You can really tell that. It doesn't have that that dark black Cavendish. So seems to be pretty well balanced. Bag note, tin note, whatever it may be, is loud. So let's get over there and see how it smokes. So that was Autumn Evening. It is a widely loved blend from Cornell and Dill, aromatic blend.
Mm-hmm.
Heard a lot about it. Never really had a hankering to try it. But I think this year, us doing the codgers a lot, the codgers are, it's weird because they're kind of semi-aromatic. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah. I think people are getting annoyed with our codger blend episodes, and I'm sort of getting annoyed with it too. I'm tired of doing them.
We got two more, so everybody just hang tight.
Hang on. We're not gonna quit. We're gonna put it across the finish line. But it seemed like there for a second, people not enjoying it as much.
Yeah,
well, I get it. It's maybe you just want the new stuff or like the good stuff. I'm assuming we're not trying to badmouth it either. If you love it, smoke it.
Yeah.
But that gum, dude, it's hard to like some of those blends.
Luckily enough, though, we got one more, which it'll release tomorrow, half and half, and it's in that traditional style with all the rest of them. And the only one left is Amphora, which is a little bit different. It's got a lot more components. It's not just Burley and Virginia or Black Cavendish. It's got a little bit more going on with it. So I think it'll be a whole different kind of review entirely. So really, you could say half and half is going to be the end of like the traditional codgers in a way.
So Autumn Evening. Now, to kind of put it in perspective, I've been smoking on it a lot longer than he has. You've only been smoking on it for about what? A little bit?
A week.
Week?
Yeah.
I've been smoking on it for a couple of months. To kind of put it in perspective of the way I feel about it, I'm smoking Westminster. I'm not going to smoke Autumn Evening. I do not like it. I do not get it. I will never get it. It smells great. It's perfect for, I'm bringing something out so everyone can be around me and I'm not running off family members.
Yeah.
And it tastes like, I don't know, the tobacco has like an acrid taste to it, which is made even worse by like whatever the astringent like syrup, cough syrup mess that they put on top of it. It tastes like I burnt waffles and then like I used some sort of artificial sweetener on top of the burnt waffles. Like that's what it tastes like to me. I'm not a fan of it personally. He famously said in the last episode that he didn't like Strauss's Sleepy Hollow. I'm kind of inverted. Like if I'm not like a fan of either one necessarily, but I would probably pick Strauss over Autumn Evening. I don't know what it is. Because I'm pretty sure it is comprised of good tobacco, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It tastes really harsh to me and really I've set it aside to let it dry out a little bit, maybe hoping that some of that stuff would come off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But after first light, it feels like there's so much sugar casing or something on it that it burns. So then you have it's not a burnt caramel taste. It just tastes like burnt ash. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm just not a fan, and I hate it too because it's one of those ones I really wanted to like. I really wanted to like this one, and I just couldn't get behind it. It was hard. It's hard to like that blend.
Yeah. And I think, for me, as we get on into the cooler months a little bit more, even past Halloween, I'll probably come back and smoke Sleepy Hollow and Autumn Evening a couple more times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big thing for me is that the flavoring for Autumn Evening wasn't as offensive to me. And what kind of put Sleepy Hollow over the edge as being lesser for me was that chemical flavor, and because I don't like that.
I tasted in both. But
yeah, for some reason I'm not getting it in Autumn Evening.
I think it's stacked harder. Whatever that I don't like stacks harder in Autumn Evening than it does in Sleepy Hollow. Of course, neither one I want to smoke. So.
See, Autumn Evening, I get a little bit of nuttiness that I kind of like from Burley's, and an earthiness, and then on top of that I get a nutmeg, cinnamon type of thing, like you get from a lot of the codgers that we like, and Patience of Dr. Silence, and We Three Kings from Cornell and Deal.
Yeah, dang. Patience of Dr. Silence is so good.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff.
It's why can't you blend like that? That's an American blender.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's limited. It's kind of like the times that you do it right. It's right because you can only do it that one time. It's kind of like the analogy you used a long back. I guess it was when we were doing the plum pudding comparison videos. You were talking about how the positive of back in the record stamping days is that you had one chance. Mm-hmm. Not one chance to stamp it, but you had a limited amount of time, so your tracks better be of quality. You can't just put out any old thing, and in digital you can just make as much crap as you want to make.
Right.
But with records, you've got to put some time and effort into it. You got to really want to make it, and when you put it on that stamp, it's there. Or when you put on that record, it's there. It's kind of like with Ken Byron Ventures. It's like he works with, in a lot of cases, limited batches of something special. It's kind of like he's making blends, and he's having various Syrian Latakia with him. He's got batches of Syrian Latakia, where he's got a year 2000 Virginia, and he's throwing it in here. And he's got this, he's throwing it in there, but he's not going to have it again. So he's got one chance to make this one blend, and instead of doing what mass producers do, and add a little topping here or there, change the recipe around to kind of keep consistent from year to year, it's no, here you go, this one blend,
right? Have
it, and if you enjoy it, too bad. Mm-hmm. Just hope that the next thing I do, you like it as much, but.
I don't know. I hate it. I feel like the last couple episodes have been bad mouthing everything, and it just sucks. It actually is kind of discouraging, because I like aromatics.
Yes.
But American aromatics just have such a hard time for me, or at least that's the way I look at it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. The English nail it, and then Cornell and Deal kind of comes up to bat during Christmas and knocks it pretty good.
But then they don't need to, though, because you have Rum Flake, you got other blends that show up, Bob's Chocolate. You got blends that show up that fit Christmas. It's like Cornell and Deal. There's a gap here in autumn.
Yeah.
You need to. This is where you need to be putting all your chips.
Rise to the occasion. But another thing too is take a note from. We need to do a review of Northwoods.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, Northwoods has what I think is going to be a saving factor to Cornell and Deal, and that it uses a sweetened Cavendish combined with Latakia.
Yes. Yeah.
And that sweet and savory really works.
Yeah.
Because you need something to kind of put down American Cavendish
Yeah.
or American Aromatic.
Yeah.
And that oppositional savory aromatic, Latakia, I think balances it a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think you need to be, and that would be perfect for autumn because you have whatever the sweet is with the smokiness. Like think of you should be doing a marshmallow campfire.
Yeah.
Latakia with a marshmallow something.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think of campfire when I think of Latakia, and then a marshmallow flavoring.
Yeah.
On top of that tobacco. Son of a gun, I kind of want to make it, but I don't know how to make it. I'm just saying. Get Byron, if you watch us, reach out and make a marshmallow campfire.
Eldridge Pipes, if you watch us, get in touch with Ken Byron. We know you know him.
Yeah.
So, tell him to listen to what we're saying here.
We'll have to do a whole series. Like, if you make a blend and you team with us or something, I don't know, like, we'll do PipeCast, Pipeside Fire Chats or something like that. Fireside Chats with PipeCast.
Yeah.
And just only talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. Shoot. Even Jeremy Reeves, if you're listening, do something like that, at least. Throw some Latakia in all of the evening and re-release it.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the flavor. I want marshmallow.
Yeah. It wouldn't save it for you. But, like I said, I need to restock on my blendings so that I can do top downs again. Breakdowns.
Boy got into him and broke him down in his own way.
I was, yeah. You want to break down tobacco, Dad? Break this down. I was on an airplane. I just boarded. Now, granted, I was leaving out of a regional airport, so it wasn't like there was one flight attendant, so there wasn't like three that would just hunt you down if you started using your phone. So I'm boarded. I've sat down. We're kind of just sitting, waiting to take off. My phone starts going off, and she's FaceTime. My wife's FaceTiming me, and she's like, "You're not gonna like this." I'm like, "What?" And she showed me, and there's just tobacco everywhere. And I'm like, because I know I put all my good stuff up. I'm like, how did he get? I was like, well, first off, I said, which one did it, the 4-legged or the 2-legged? She said it was the 2-legged one. I said, oh, okay. So we had climbed up. I have a couch next to a windowsill. I'm in an older house where there's windows that are like at like chest high for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like that's where the window starts. And so he climbed up on the couch, got up on the windowsill, and that's where I had all my blendings in like a little shipping box. And he just threw it all down. Which they all had gotten dry except for the Black Cavendish. 3 years of owning it, the Black Cavendish was still gloopy as all get out.
Tells you everything you need to know about American Cavendish.
Yeah. You probably still could smoke the Cavendish and it would have been fine. But the other ones were just felt like lobber moose. Like they were rough. You probably heard it when you're watching the breakdowns. Just like, but yeah, he had just destroyed them, and I was like, and I figured, like she said, it was from. I was like, okay, well it's just a blending on it, so I'm like, I'm not mad because we're gonna replace those eventually anyway. But yeah, if I go buy some more, I might just grab some Latakia and throw it into autumn evening and see what happens. Mm. A lot of people talk about doing that. I don't do it that much. I don't think you do it that much either. No. Kind of just throwing stuff in there. I usually just take things as, I guess it's just the kind of person I am. Like, like I've always wanted a Jeep, right? There's this joke that one of our buddies always shows us. It's like a meme where it's those memes where it says no one and then something. So this one's like no one, semicolon or colon, and then Jeep owners colon, and it's like somebody with their Jeep parked on the roof of their house. Because just kind of making fun that Jeep owners just park their stuff wherever to show off what they're doing. And that they make them real big, Franken Jeeps. They kind of too big of wheels, too high. You can't even get in the dadgum thing. It's whatever. See, I'm not that way. I'm like, I like my stuff stock. I like the vehicle for what it is. I don't need to do anything to it. It's kind of like, if I order a meal at a restaurant, we'll get it, and my dad will just salt and pepper. I'm like, I get it the way it comes. What are you doing? So I'm just the kind of person where it's just like I accept whatever's coming to me. I try not to doctor it up. But tobacco is one of those situations where I'm always kind of like, I do kind of want to do that, but I don't know why. I haven't done it, but I kind of want to do that.
I would say tobacco's a little bit different, but I agree that it's like one of the things I don't want is to buy something and be like, and you know what, I gotta make it better? This other thing that I have to purchase. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That is an aggravation to me. It's like, no, it should be perfect as is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tobacco out there that I shouldn't have to age or doctor my tobacco. It should be sort of ready to roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, in my opinion. I mean, it's so much. You know, you don't hear, well, this may be wrong, but like, I don't remember a lot of people aging McClellan. They just smoked it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, they hoarded McClellan, which is why, but like, there's a difference between aging and hoarding.
Yeah, I mean, well, they would hoard it, and then by product of hoarding it, it became aged.
Right.
But it didn't need to be aged, is what you're saying. People got it and smoked it.
Right.
Now, of course, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I shouldn't have to do anything more. The product should be what the product is. And if I need to do more with it, it should already come that way.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, but like I said, I kind of want to test the waters with some of these. You kind of bring up a good point about some American aromatics probably need something there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I kind of would like to test the waters. Is it Latakia? Does it need smoky flavor, or does it need smoky characteristics? And if it's characteristics, then I might want to throw in some dark fire to give it some kind of kick there. But if it needs some flavoring to help bring that aromatic flavor back, then Latakia I think would work.
Right.
Maybe both. Just throw Latakia and dark fire into something and see if it doctors it up. But all in evening, I don't, like I said, I don't think it's super offensive. I didn't think Sleepy Hollow was offensive either. It's just that they're both aromatics that are, I guess, trying to invoke some kind of autumn type thing, flavoring, and they both just don't do it to the level that I think we would want.
Right.
When it, when we come from places where grouse more is an aromatic we like, Bob's chocolate is a aromatic we like. I haven't had rum, but those are two great aromatics. Golden Days of Yore, We Three Kings from Cornell and Dale, those two. Dr. Silence from Ken Byron Ventures. Those are like, and again, Sir Walter Raleigh and those higher end codgers that we talk about. They have some of them. I think they mostly have the anisette or star anise, whatever type of flavoring going on. So like those are good, but these just aren't there. Autumn Evening, Sleepy Hollow are kind of just like lower tier.
Agreed.
They're still better than Balkan Sobrani, but I'll always make that point because people need to remember that.
Balkan Sobrani, man. Something about it just ain't good at all. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, I don't think we're in the minority when we say that because we offered up a free 10 and nobody took advantage of that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'll tell you that's how bad it is. Somebody reached out and they wanted the Redburn, so I sent them Redburn and John Marr. Nobody came up and said, "Hey, I'll take that free unopened 10 of Balkan Sobrani." No, but they wanted half a 10 of John Marr and Redbud. So they're like, well, they didn't want John Marr, they wanted Redbud, but I sent them John Marr anyway. So there you go. That's
I didn't know you sent that off.
Yeah, we got an email. It took me forever to get it sent off, but I sent it off to some guy in Colorado. Aurora. So Denver area. So so what? Oh,
I was listening to you.
It's weird. I don't know if you can tell the perception here. He's kind of further back, so I'm kind of.
I'm just smaller. This guy's a big giant guy, Well, that's a good perspective. I feel like he's a little leprechaun. Oh, good. That's a Popeye, but whatever.
I thought you were about to say what is it from Homer Stokes? He goes, he ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
I'm a friend of the little man.
He ain't lying.
All right, that's all in the evening. We're here. We're rolling in November. We got one more to wrap it up tomorrow, and then we'll be back to regularly scheduled programming.
Until then.